At the federal level, New York City respectfully asks Congress to pass H.R. 1797, the Setting Consumer Standards for Lithium-Ion Batteries Act, which would require the Consumer Product Safety Commission to issue a mandatory national standard for these devices. This legislation has bipartisan support and unanimously passed the House Energy and Commerce Committee, which is fitting as these deadly fires do not discriminate. We see them in large cities and small rural areas, in red and blue states alike. Americans need the protection of Congress, and we hope that this bill is called to an early vote on the House floor.
My colleague, Congressman Ritchie Torres, has been leading in the legislative work on addressing the threats from lithium-ion batteries in the House of Representatives, and I want to thank him for his leadership on this issue. I hope that the Energy and Commerce Committee will continue its work on Congressman Torres's bill in setting consumer standards for Lithium-Ion Battery Act.
We have regulated it within New York City, and we've seen many violations of that law that we put in place locally. We cannot regulate devices that are coming into the city from the surrounding areas.
So ultimately, there's no substitute for federal legislation?
Yeah, so we really need that legislation enacted to stop those products from coming in, not only to our city, but to cities around the country.
We are hopeful, of course, of passing Congressman Torres's law, which would make the voluntary testing mandatory, which is a critical, vital first step. I think we're all in agreement about that.
If we were to enact that standard, I believe we'll see what we see in the EVs, where we're seeing very few fires in EVs, at least in New York City, I can speak for. If we had that standard, I think we would see a tremendous change.